Hello, everybody. I have to laugh because this is like the second time I've made this video. I was in the middle of recording when this big red drop came halfway through my recording, so I had to stop and remake the video because I wanted to enter a trade after this drop. That's explained in my last video of my entry points, but let's move on to this now. What I was originally trying to do. Um, I just really want to start by saying thank you to all my new subscribers that have joined me over the last few days, few weeks. It really does mean a lot to me. I love making these videos, and to know that people are actually watching them really helps. Thanks. So yeah, thank you very much. I mean that. And let's continue now with what I plan to talk about today, which is building a trading strategy. Um, you should always have a strategy while trading, not just crypto. This applies to any market really. Always have a entry and exit point when you enter a trade. You should always have a pre-planned um, sell point either end really. So for instance, you buy here for example, and the market starts to move up. You should already pre-planned before you enter have your target set for stop losses for if the market's to move down, so you're not left holding a bag, because that's one of the worst feelings. And likewise, moving up, you should be taking profits, even if it's only 25%, for instance, at a certain price point, because unrealized profits, well, if that goes down, you're left with no profits and possibly losses. So you should always be taking profits on the way up. That's a very important point, just to outline it before we start. So I have some notes here that I'd like to go over with you all. Kind of outline why you should have a plan and be open-minded with what's going to happen and not just be set permanent bull or permanent bear. You should be looking at the market and adjusting. So without further ado, let's go. So yes, I personally think a lot of the market percentage, if you look at the market cap increase from 2017, we rose a lot. So a lot of people um, I would like to say FOMO'd in, probably if you're buying higher than 10,000, higher than like 7,000 even. If you're buying from there onwards, you're kind of just FOMOing in. So a lot of the market actually doesn't really. I don't when a big institutional company wouldn't be buying into Bitcoin during a massive bull run like that. It just wouldn't be happening from my point of view. What I know about trading wouldn't be happening. So it's more people just FOMOing in, and that if someone's FOMOing in, why not? What says they won't FOMO sell? That's kind of the point I'm trying to make. Have a plan, don't FOMO. um, people, the statement people only buy high and never sell low. No, I don't. I don't think that is true because there's a lot, especially in crypto, there's a lot of inexperienced traders. They don't really, they get too tied to emotions. Um, should, if possible, really try and have emotionless trades, not be tied to certain coins, for example, or not be tied to certain outlooks. Be as open and as free as possible. So what shall we say here? So oh, you wouldn't believe it. Over the last like few weeks to few months, there I speak to so many people and they just say, "Oh, we won't go below 6,000, so I don't need to worry about it." They just refuse to acknowledge it's a possibility. For them, it's impossible to. It's not going to go below 6,000, so they don't have to have any strategy in place for if it does go below 6,000, and that is denial and lack of a plan, and that is really a recipe for selling low. Let me explain. If let's say I'm not saying it will, but let's say it does go below 6,000, and we're sitting at 5,000 for an example. Well, let's just bring it up. We sit at 5,800. Their argument that it's never going below 6,000 is gone, isn't it? So as soon as we break down, who's to say we won't get sell, which obviously will capitulate the whole situation and we'll go down even lower. But you just have to have a plan. You can't just say it's not going to go because nobody knows. You just can't say that's never going to happen. You have to have a plan in place beforehand. Um, So once their paper profits are threatened and they really have to face the music, that's when things could get potentially ugly. Because at the end of the day, although we do want Bitcoin to advance and who knows, one day become a currency, at the moment, fiat is the most important thing. Um, the Bitcoin is in a future. Currently, everything the important thing is the fiat because you need that to survive. So let's continue. Um, so this is the thing that grinds me. I've asked so many people literally, and they will refuse to acknowledge it as a possibility. Why would it? It just won't. It just won't go that low. It is a so when people are just set with that mindset, especially the thing that I hear a lot is, oh, it costs 6,000 to mine a Bitcoin. If anybody's interested, I have wrote a thread back in May of why Bitcoin can go below 6,000, and that isn't actually the true price of mining Bitcoin. So I kind of went over that a bit here on a tweet, which I'll put in the description if anyone's interested in reading why I believe that this is not a valid argument. Um, so to continue, well, after this drop that we've seen over the last few hours, hour or so, this is no longer correct, but hey, it was when I was making this video earlier. So we're currently, let's say, 10% away now. So a few days ago, we dropped 10% in 12% in a day. So we are very close to this quote unquote impossible £6,000, $6,000. So it is very likely. You really do have to start thinking about this. And this doesn't just go for the people that FOMO'd in high. I'm mostly talking about the people, random insert CryptoMan 101 here. Thank you for the example. Who's made like 1,200% for an example from somebody that's bought in at let's say in like 2014, or below or around, back when Bitcoin was worth like 1,000 or Bitcoin was worth £300. They've made massive profits. These people as well have gone from, for an example, they could buy a second house with all the profits they've made, but they haven't taken any of their profits, let's say, and they're still in profits, these people, but they've gone from buying a second house to paying off their own house. Maybe this could go from now, where we currently are, to being able to pay off their house, to only being able to pay off their car. People will see their profits going down and down and down, and maybe they will think, well, I'm still up. So rather than getting to the situation of breaking out even and losing or have anything to show, maybe they'll be thinking, right, it's time to take profits. They'll be kicking themselves for not taking a 20k, I'm sure, but can't live like that, can you? I'm not saying that everyone will panic sell. This is just a theory. Seriously though, ask a bear what they'll do. For instance, currently I am very bearish. If you ask me what we'll do if we go past 10k, 12k, I will change my strategy. You always have to have the strategy for what the market's doing. If we were to break 12k, which would signal really that we're broken out of a total bear market and we are in a bull market if we breach this, I would obviously change my strategy. And if you ask a bull what will happen at 5.8, well, they don't have one. They very set in their ways of it's not going to happen. Recipe for a disaster. So that was just kind of a video. Obviously, examples are hypothetical, but I'm just trying to show you why you need a plan in place. You can't just be stuck saying it won't happen. It's going to be worth 50,000. You have to play to what the market's doing. You always have to have a strategy in place before you enter a trade, and it just highlights the importance of not being stuck in your ways and not being just saying things are impossible and scenarios are impossible, because you have to plan for all scenarios. Let's say hypothetically Bitcoin went to zero. I mean, it's not impossible. I think it's impossible. So yeah, you just really have to have a plan for everything in place. Bit of a different video today. Yep. I hope you've enjoyed it nevertheless, and I will see you soon. Thank you very much for returning again. Thank you. Bye.